Hey guys, so you're about to listen to the third episode of the Nerdisms Podcast, and I did do intro like I usually do when I'm recording these things, so hey, here's a little intro about who my guest is in this episode. This episode I did with my friend Erinn. Wow, see, I already botched it up. And that's what you're gonna get, Erinn, Erinn. She is a wonderful artist. She does a lot of amazing art for different shows and movies, and yeah, she's an awesome person, and we talked about a lot of different things, one of which was Logan. So I assume at the point when this episode comes out you might have seen it, or if you don't care about spoilers then hey, more power to you. I hope you enjoy our discussion of other things, including Logan, X-Men, Gambit, in general, Marvel, I think we touched Sherlock, and some anime stuff, because I think we talked about anime, if I'm not mistaken. We recorded this a couple nights ago, so without further ado, I hope you enjoy the episode. Yeah. Okay, Erinn, so we just started recording.
Okay, awesome.
I think, first off, I just want to, I don't know why this question popped in my head earlier, and I was like, what got you into X-Men? Was it the movies, or were you a comic book person?
Actually, neither of those.
Really?
I used to watch the 90s TV.
Oh my god, yes! I love that.
I was
yes.
a kid when it was on, and I just remember you'd watch, I can't remember, like Chip and Dale or
yeah.
Whatever Tailspin, and then like if you kept watching and kept waiting, the X-Men cartoon would come on like later in the day, like later in the morning.
I
remember watching that, and like even going back and watching it like now, I'm like, dang, this is so dated.
It is. It's super dated, but I don't know.
It was like really kind of bad animation, but you know what? It was actually really good, and I just remember loving it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's where I started. X-Men is the old TV,
I feel like that
TV show.
Yeah, it was that, and there was a game like way back in the day. There was like a X-Men game, and I don't remember what system it was on, but that's what I played. I just remember.
Was it just a fighter game, like
yeah,
2 players,
it was a platformer. Like it was like a platformer X-Men game, and I really remember Wolverine and I think Jubilee and Beast. Mostly.
Well, wouldn't Jubilee kind of jump in the air and you could make her kind of float for a while?
Yeah.
And then, like, attack. Dang, what was that on?
I don't even remember. That's why I'm like, I cannot remember what system it was. Like
I think I played it too. Gosh, there's so many game systems.
I know, but it had to be like before PlayStation. I think it had to be before PlayStation first started. So I don't know. It could have been 64 or Sega.
Maybe, yeah, or like the first version of first version of PlayStation.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, that's where, and I shipped, of course, Gambit and Rogue.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
They were always my ship.
That's the weird thing, though. I've shifted out of liking Rogue, and I don't know why. Like the like 2000 movies, I was kind of liking her again, and then I was like, then I don't know, there was something by the end of her like arc for the X-Men movies that made me stop liking her, and then I started liking Kitty.
It kind of like reached a point. I think it was in, I can't remember if it was I think it was X2, where she was considering
the cure,
taking her powers away, and her and Iceman, which of course I'm shipping. My ship, and I was like, oh, who's this Iceman? Get rid of him.
I liked Bobby and Kitty, to be honest.
He never shows up in any of the 3 movies.
And they're still trying to get that to be a movie, and I'm not seeing how that's going to work, Gambit.
And I am just not the biggest fan of Channing Tatum.
Me too, dude. Like, I don't know, and I don't see him in that role, so I'm just like, please, drop it.
I was like, please don't don't cast him, but I keep hearing that too. But it's been so delayed.
But they keep having problems with it, apparently, like getting it off the ground. And I'm just like, that just means you should not make the movie.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and I in X-Men or the Origins, that first Wolverine movie, I remember being so excited that Gambit was going to be in it. I liked Taylor Kitsch. And
that was him. I forgot.
He looks the part.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that movie was just so bad.
I think that's the only Wolverine besides Logan that I watched, like the solo films. I think that's the only one I watched.
Well, I think that's that one, and then there was
the one that was like in Japan or wherever.
In Japan, yeah, I've seen that one. I don't remember being. It was a lot better than that first one, but
was it?
I just remember being pretty disappointed as well.
No. That's what I hear. Like people were. Like, the first one was okay. The second one was somewhat better. But, yeah. Well, now that we brought up Logan, I guess we can start talking about that. So, spoilers for anybody listening who has not watched Logan. I kind of would advise you not to listen, because we're probably about to spoil a bunch of things.
Oh, yeah. Spoiler alert.
Oh, my God. So what did you think about the ending of Logan? Let's start there.
I had mixed feelings about it. I remember coming out of the movie and talking to my family that I went and saw it with, and saying, well, that was a good movie. Yeah. But it didn't feel like an X-Men movie.
I think that was
necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah.
But I came out knowing. I kind of went in. Knowing that they were going to do that, like that they were going to kill the characters. I knew definitely they were killing Xavier.
Yeah. Well, he was pretty much dead.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And if you watch the trailers, like at some point, it's Logan and Lara running around in the woods, and I was like, oh well, Xavier's
I shouldn't laugh at that, but that's kind of
just horrible because, like I told you before, that was the only part I was tearing up in.
I know, right? I think the thing that got me about Logan's death, it wasn't that he died. It's the part with Laura when she calls him daddy, and I'm just like, oh my God.
I was like, oh girl,
it was too much. And he's like,
that was sad, and I mean, it was kind of cheesy, but
it was super cheesy.
And when she knocked over the cross and made an X, I was like,
I know. I was like, they would.
Whatever. I was like, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
If anything, it was just like, oh, he's not suffering anymore.
I know that poor man at that point. Logan was like, oh boy.
It's just happy he's resting. Final rest. I'm just glad he's not suffering anymore, because that was a lot of suffering for
I know. I was sitting by like two older guys, and they were just, for one, they were bawling their eyes out. I just want to say that. They were crying. Like, the whole theater was quiet, but you could hear everybody like sniffling, and it was crazy. And I was just like, oh, this is why I came to the movies, to see this movie, because the reaction in the whole room, and it wasn't like it wasn't a packed room, but it was still kind of packed because it was like 10:30 in the morning. But still, it's interesting to experience all of that, especially the first 5 minutes of the film, because that's when whether you can handle that film, because it was just...
Yeah, exactly. Because I came out, I was like, okay, it deserves it. It earned its R rating.
Yes.
It was getting on like Rambo.
Oh my God, yeah.
Killing. I was like, oh my God, there's just people left and right. Where are all these people coming from?
I know. One of the things...
But I wouldn't change it, even with that, it was a lot of gratuity, a lot of violence, a lot of blood.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think I would change it. It was definitely, it suited the movie. Like, this was the story they were going to tell. And,
yeah.
They had to tell that. They had to show that. So,
yeah.
But some of it did seem a little extreme. And
oh yeah, for sure.
They did like as soon as that family with the horses
oh, I
showed
know.
up, I was just like, oh, they're dead.
Everybody's dead.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, they're gonna do it, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they are.
Oh man,
that was sad too, and it's that whole. And I understand why they needed, I guess, to have that scene is to give Xavier kind of one last.
I know that made me sad at the same time.
Happy point, like a happy moment or something. He was just so happy, and
I know. Oh, what did you think about the villains in this film? Like that guy with the weird arm and
the tooth. I just kept looking at his gold tooth.
I didn't even notice the tooth.
Yeah, he had like a gold tooth. He was like kind of flashing it. I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
I liked him, and I liked that he wasn't a mutant.
Yeah.
Because he was still very intimidating, but he was still very human because you could see he was kind of afraid. I think in that first scene with Lara when she comes out with the guy's head.
And she just drops her bag and just immediately lunges at somebody.
No. He's just backing away, and so I think he was a pretty good villain. I didn't mind him. The doctor at the end, or more towards the middle in the end, he was weird. Really
he was weird to me. I don't know why.
Yeah, and I feel like I've seen all the movies, but like some of my relatives who went with me haven't seen all of them, and they were a little confused on stuff, and I think it's only because I kind of knew about some of it, because they didn't realize that James was his real name, was Logan's real name.
Yeah.
So, and so they were a little confused there, and they don't really explain a lot. I think they expect you to infer.
Yeah, I think that's why
a lot of things in the movie.
Yeah, because I think they felt like if you were seeing this movie, you've seen basically all of Hugh Jackman's roles as Wolverine, so you know the character.
Yeah, and I was like, and so I think that was kind of almost a bad point for the movie, where because not anyone could just walk in and understand that movie.
True. Yeah.
And I know that it wasn't really geared towards that, but and it's kind of off subject, but I was going to say my favorite part of the movie was the Deadpool.
Oh, I know, because I didn't know, after I saw it, that's when the next day, that's when they released the clip, and I was like, oh, I don't have to hide that from people that there was a Deadpool thing in front of the movie. Because that was amazing.
Oh my goodness, I can't wait. I like Deadpool.
My mom still wants to see Deadpool because she hasn't seen it, but I've seen it, so I need to get the DVD so that she can watch it. But I was like, my little brother, can I watch this movie? Just like, my little brother, can I watch Deadpool?
I kind of want them to do a, audio commentary.
Yes.
But Ryan Reynolds do Deadpool.
Oh my god, that would be amazing.
I wish they would do that, but I feel like DVDs just don't do audio commentaries that much anymore.
Yeah, I don't know.
I can't even. Just me.
No, I just realized that now that you're saying that, because it didn't even click that they haven't done that in a really long time, which is weird.
They'll do it on like a special edition.
I know, which is really annoying because I don't want to pay all that money just for the commentary.
That's why, with me, and because I think. Wasn't it The Force Awakens?
Yeah, it was the special one that came out a couple months ago.
They did the commentary on. I was like,
are you freaking kidding me? Because I'd already bought when it first came out. So I'm just like, I'm not buying this movie again.
That's why I did already purchase the digital copy of Rogue One.
Yeah.
Now I have, and I'm like, okay, don't buy don't buy the DVD because it's just gonna come out a special edition and you're gonna want it. So
I really hope they don't do that. I hope they just do all the Rogue One in one thing so that I won't feel the urge.
I'll buy the digital version, which I already did. I've already preloaded. Pre-purchased it. But yeah, gosh, I was like, really? But yeah, I want a Deadpool. Ryan Reynolds doing Deadpool, doing an audio commentary on Deadpool, because that would be
amazing and hilarious. Can you imagine how many sound bites would come out of that? Oh my gosh.
I wish they would do that. I don't know why how many walls can we break?
So many. He already broke the fourth wall, so I mean... Oh my gosh. So good.
But what was your favorite part of Logan?
I don't even really know.
You could say there was one favorite part.
Shoot, that's really hard. I don't know why. For some reason, the nurse lady, I liked her for some reason. I don't know why. Because her whole, like, if she didn't exist, I almost feel like Laura would have never met them. Unless Charles somehow did something. But he couldn't do anything at that point.
She might have been able to get to the place.
That's true.
But yeah, I liked her too. But of course, I was like, oh, she's gonna die.
Yeah, I knew she was gonna die, but I was just like, at first I was like, I didn't really understand her. She was trying to talk to him, and he didn't know he didn't want nothing to do with her.
Yeah.
And then he saw the video file on her phone, and I was like, oh my god.
I knew we needed that.
Yeah.
But I was like, hey, this lady, she made a music video because she did editing on it.
I know. I was like, ooh.
Because she was doing a voiceover on top of the video.
I know. I was like, girl.
I was like, dang, she's got,
she has skills.
Adobe. She's got her Adobe, and she's, I could just imagine her doing the video, putting it together, flipping it. I was like, oh my goodness. So that kind of threw me a little bit that she was narrating on top.
I know. I was like, and you put it on your phone?
And yeah, put it on her phone, and she had to probably, export that and then bring it in to send it to her. So I just was imagining that in the theater. That kind of took me out of.
I know. That's one of the things.
Too perfect. Why did she edit this?
I know. They should have just had the one thing where you see her talking, telling, whatever. But I guess we needed to see the kids before we actually met the kids.
I feel it's I think a lot of the movie was how he did it, how the director did it and put it together, and was trying to explain things. But it almost seemed forced at times. Yeah. And then didn't explain other things, or it would just be a one sentence thing that you were supposed to catch, and just went by too quickly. I actually remember the one sequence that I really enjoyed was actually when Xavier was having I think they were in
the hotel, casino, or whatever.
Hotel, and just Logan was struggling to.
Oh, I know. I actually really love those sequences when he's having his seizure things or whatever is happening. Yeah, that was a cool sequence, actually. Yeah.
I really enjoyed. I don't know why the suspense was really there, and the people were frozen, and they, the guard. Or one of the soldiers kind of, he looked over and saw Logan and just stabbed him in the head. And,
oh my gosh. I wonder how they did that, though.
Yeah, oh gosh. That's just so bloody.
I know. Ugh.
But you kind of got used to it after a while.
So
it was
true.
Just oh gosh.
Yeah,
I'm sure it was everyone in the theater was going ooh, oh. Really funny. Oh my goodness.
That's hilarious.
I remember another thing I really liked was Laura's fighting style.
Oh, I know.
She kind of did this roll.
Yeah.
I don't know how to describe it, but I really enjoyed how she fought, because she kind of, that's how you would think someone so small as her would take down, someone. It almost reminded me of like how alligators, I guess, like, or crocodile, crocodiles, how they spin. That's what it kind of reminded me of. I don't know why.
That's true.
I'm just like, oh, she's doing the spinny thing.
Mm-hmm. One of the weird things about Laura, though, is because it took me a minute when she finally starts talking. She's talking in Spanish first, and then she switches, and then she uses both, and I'm just like, okay, which one am I posted? Which part is she? Is she bilingual? Is she just messing with him?
I was guessing. I was kind of hoping when she first started talking, she was just talking all Spanish.
Yeah.
So I was actually like, oh, I like this. She's talking all Spanish. That's, there's still a language barrier. I was enjoying that, and then she started talking more English, and I was kind of thrown there, and so really she was bilingual, but why was she using just Spanish?
I know. I don't know.
It was cool. I guess they did that for storytelling purposes.
I guess so, especially because she was around. Her nurse was Hispanic or Mexican, so that's how they spoke to each other, I'm assuming.
Yeah, but I guess the facility, they were showing that they spoke English, true. And that the nurses knew English, so I would have liked to see a little more about that, but like I said, I could see where they were trying to do that for storytelling purposes.
Yeah. There was a lot of that in this movie.
Yeah, there was a lot of, you just had to, guess. And I don't know if from the first time, did you ever read the comics too? Or
not really. No, I started with the cartoon, and then eventually, I think I kind of forgot about X-Men for the longest time, and then the movie that came out in like the 2000 came out, and I was like, oh, yeah, okay. I jumped back in.
Exactly. And then I didn't like it at first, but then I really started liking it. The X-Men Evolution cartoon show. I don't know if you ever seen that, but that one's actually really good too. But I actually knew about because I've read some stuff in some comics, and I was like, as soon as I saw the commercial for Logan and I saw the little girl, and I was like, is that X-23?
Yeah, I had figured before they even
clone, and as we were watching, and then in the movie when they said Laura, which is X-23's name, I was like, oh, I was freaked out. I was like, oh my goodness. So, but I can see where to other people it was a little confusing, but it was very interesting to see them bring that character.
I know. I was surprised. I was surprised they brought her back, the young version first, because I'm used to seeing the grown-up X-23. Yeah. So I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Which looks a lot different.
Oh, for sure. She definitely looks different.
Oh gosh, yeah. But I just remember going, oh, X-23, and when the other I guess they were calling him X-24?
Yeah, I think that was the Logan clone, or... Yeah,
that one. Mm-hmm. That was a little...
that was weird. I was like...
He was scary, though.
He was terrifying.
Just having... Everything I started... in my mind, every time he showed up, the X-24, because he had a shaved head, and he had that kind of beard, and I was like... I just kept thinking of Les Miserables.
Oh my god.
I was like, there's 2 on what? Watch out. I'm really weird. I thoughts in my head. I was just like, oh, he just looks like, what's his face?
Oh, that's hilarious. Oh boy.
So it was very interesting theater.
But that was weird. That was a weird thing to me when it first happened. I was like, wait, what? When X-24 first appeared.
Like, because well, he comes into the thing and, Xavier's talking to him and it goes on forever and ever and ever and you think it's Logan, but it's not. I'm like, what? Would 24 just really just stand there?
I know.
And just let him talk and then kill him? Like, what was that?
That was weird, though, because I was like, I didn't just expect him to go ahead and kill him if that was the case.
If that was, but I guess, again, for storytelling or for a surprise.
Yeah, so like, suspense or whatever.
I can see why they did it, but again, it was a little jarring almost. But I still stand by that it was definitely the stronger of the three.
Oh, for sure.
If you look at all three.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely stronger. It was definitely a different movie, though.
Oh, yeah. It wasn't a typical superhero movie.
Yeah, and I liked that, but then again, I kind of didn't like that. Like, I love my superhero movies. I want them to save the day, and
yeah.
But I say that, and then I love Rogue One, of course. And
Rogue One was like it was a trip for me. I guess we could switch. We could slide into Rogue One because
never
that
for me.
That one was interesting when it was first talked about to me because I'm so used to because of Star Wars, it's linear almost, and then they throw you back into the past, and then there's a I don't know, Jen and Cassian in particular. They're very different people.
Oh yeah. Well, I think that's what I don't know. See, I love Star Wars. I always loved Star Wars.
Me too.
And, this one's actually my favorite.
For sure.
And then
mine
closely
too.
by Empire, of course, which seems to be everyone's top.
For sure.
But I really liked it because it was Star Wars, but then again, it was telling its own story.
Exactly.
But it was supporting the main story enough, and they kept things in there really close.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I'm trying they kept it, and trying to create brand new lore and stuff like that. They more really fit into the storyline and led up to A New Hope. And
I know that scene in particular at the end with young Carrie Fisher. I lost my mind.
A lot of people didn't like it.
I loved it.
The CG, I didn't mind it.
I didn't mind it at all. Actually, I didn't know about it because I saw it when it first came out in the theaters. I went that same day because I had just got off of work, and I was like, oh, there's a time right around the time I get off of work. So I was like, okay, I'll go. And yeah, I was like, what? And I had to keep that to myself from my friend.
I didn't know about Tarkin when I went in. I was
oh, really?
And I didn't know they were doing that. And then I looked at, but I guess it's because I don't think I've ever told it, but I do have schooling in in computer animation and design and stuff like that. I have a degree in that.
Oh,
but,
cool.
And I guess I could tell. I was like, oh, that's CG. I think it fooled some people, but I think some people with keen eye can really tell. But I think the mouths just weren't working for me. Everything else, and the Carrie Fisher one, were really good, but the mouths were just not quite there. But still a good movie. It didn't stop me from loving it. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, I am obsessed with that movie. I saw it 4 times in theaters.
Oh my god! I only got to see it the once. I was like, I can only do this once because until it comes out on DVD.
It's actually, I don't know. The first time was really good because I went in. I barely knew anything about it. I knew, deep down, I was like, oh, they're going to kill everybody. I'm just going to go in here and watch this, and they're going to kill everybody, and I'm not going to like it. But it's still Star Wars. I'm going to go see it. So when it saw it, I came out. I was like, oh my gosh, I loved everyone. Killed everyone.
Yeah, that was the thing that was the most upsetting about that movie, is that they made me love everyone. They took them all away.
Some stuff that, they'll introduce, people and you're like, oh yeah, well, whatever, I don't care about them, and, they're just going to die anyway. But these, I don't know what they did, if it was just, I think, partly the actors are very charming, all of them.
Oh, yeah. So... I think we talked about this before, how some people didn't know about Diego Luna until this movie. And it's so funny to me because I knew about him many years ago. And then now everybody's going crazy.
My family knew him from that Dirty Dancing.
Me too, that's the one. That's where I met, that's the one.
Child.
Yes. I watched that movie too many times, by the way. I don't know why. I really loved... He was charming in that movie. So I loved it.
Charming in any movie.
That's true.
Oh my gosh. So, but I think he looks so much... I like him the best in Cassian's role. Because he's one of those people who look better older, I guess.
True.
I was like, he's... I don't know. He was my favorite. Followed by everyone else.
Yeah.
Yes. Movie hurt me.
Oh yeah. It hurt me bad.
I think why I see, and I love Force Awakens, but I think because it's not done. Like, we're still waiting for answers and stuff. I never really feel invested in any of many of the ships, and I appreciate a lot of
actually I can't say I hardcore ship anyone from the new saga at all, really.
Yeah, I really like Finn and Poe. I do.
Storm Pilot, they're great.
I like the idea of I'm trying to think of their ship name. Jedi pilot.
Oh,
too,
yeah.
Even though they never met apparently they met in the book. Like,
really?
Once. Yeah.
I didn't know that. Huh.
Yeah, they met once in the book version.
Oh my gosh, I'm so
everyone said it. I haven't read it, so
I haven't either. That's why I'm like, I want to know.
And I was like, oh, that's interesting. I like the idea of that.
Yeah, for sure.
And recently I listened to another podcast and they were mentioning Finn and Kylo, actually, and I was like, ooh,
I can't get behind that one. I don't know.
I can get behind any ship if you convince me.
Yeah, I'm like that to an extent.
You're like, to draw the line sometimes.
I do. I draw the line.
But yeah, I think what Rogue One, why I think I'm drawn to it so much, is and see, it gets solved with fanfic a lot. Is AUs, seeing how these people would react, in the rebellion, and I know a lot of the fanfics, of course, it's they survived.
Of course.
AU.
We need that AU, or else it's heartbreaking.
And you get to see the characters, interact with, like Luke and Han and Leia.
Yeah.
It's very interesting to see that side, and what if they had survived, how the story would be the same, how it would be different, how is this, their story told from there, how they, deal with, surviving and stuff like that. And of course, my favorite AU is Hoth AU. I don't know why, just love it. See them all, snuggled.
Yeah.
Snuggled together for war.
I got reblogged that earlier. Somewhere it was like,
yeah.
It is so cute.
That's my favorite AU, so of course I had to.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Apparently his jacket is a very popular.
Really?
too.
I'm not surprised. Not surprised. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Rebel Captain's my big ship. So right now,
Yes.
everything.
I love
Everything
them.
I do revolves around that.
That's not bad at all.
No. I just surround myself in fic and draw when I can when I'm not working on commission stuff. So
You doing a lot of those now, recently?
yeah, yes, I took on quite a bit. Most of them are Shirley stuff.
Of course.
Not bad. I never complain about that.
Yeah.
Benedict gets kind of boring because I draw him so much.
Yeah.
A lot of people want stuff, and me and Louise Brayla, she's so beautiful. I don't care about drawing her.
I know, right? Love her.
But Benedict, I'm like, oh gosh, I'm drawing you so many times. I'm almost sick of your face, but I don't care. Drawing him.
Oh my gosh.
Hopefully I'm an expert at it now.
I would think so.
Okay, good.
Yeah. I love your art, so... Yeah, people who maybe don't know, Erinn, she's a really amazing artist. I have a lot of her stuff.
I still remember, I only did one commission for you.
Oh, I know. The gender swap Shillelagh.
Yeah.
I love that.
I really like that, though.
Me too. It's really cute. I need to write more for that one. Because I've been thinking about that a lot. And I was like, oh my god, it's probably been like almost 2 years.
Well, if you're going to write about it while Sherlock's still relatively fresh this year,
I guess.
From the new episode.
I have so many things, though. That's the problem.
Oh, me too. Oh, gosh. I've recently got it in my head that I want to do a Rebel Captain Rogue One Pacific Rim.
What? That would be kind of interesting, actually.
I've already got it, I have all these, scenes in my head. I'm like, oh, it's perfect. Of course, everything, are they drift compatible? That's just a very intriguing concept to me. I just really love it. So.
Oh my gosh!
I actually sketched Jin and Cassian as Jaeger pilots already. I've already sketched it.
See, you're already on your way.
Yeah, I know. And see, I want to write it, but I haven't written fic in years. I used to write for anime a long time ago. Back in fanfiction.
I think I've mentioned that before. That was my beginning in fic.
I think that's everything.
Was anime. I don't know. Some people started with normal TV shows.
Yeah.
But not me.
Not me either.
Did so many things.
It's been that long since, I've written fic, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna suck so bad. So I just don't. I just draw.
Well,
I can do that. And,
that's true. My brain just shut off for a second. So it's like, Oh, I was thinking because when you mentioned Luke and the AUs, how Rebel Captain could, talk with Luke or whatever. It reminded me of this thing that I told my friend about because, of course, I love Poe Dameron, and then I love Sam Wilson from MCU, obviously, because he's my favorite.
And see, that makes me surprised because I love Oscar Isaac. And you said you hadn't seen Apocalypse yet.
Oh, I haven't. I still haven't seen it.
Oscar Isaac's in there.
I know, but I still haven't seen it because I'm just... The idea of it still is not sitting with me. So I'm just like, I'll get to it.
I can understand. Although it has I have to say, I mean, it's a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it. It's got probably my favorite Quicksilver scene of all time.
Oh, does it?
In the movie, with that song in the background, and he's like, I don't know if you've seen clips of it. He's like running through the mansion, and saving people, and oh my gosh, it's so amazing.
Yeah, I actually love the Quicksilver from the young one because, they kind of gypped him for Avengers. So
Yeah.
I'm just like, I like this guy's rendition of him more. So he's a cool dude.
You like the Days of Future Past?
Yeah.
Or you like?
Wait, is he different? Okay. Is it a different person?
In the Avengers one?
No, in the X-Men one. For the two separate movies.
Yeah, Days of Future Past and Apocalypse is the same.
Okay, that's what I wanted to make sure. Yeah. I like the X-Men version.
Actor, I think Evan Peters. He's from
American Horror Story and all that stuff. Yeah, he's from American
Horror Story. Actually, I didn't think. And see, I started watching American Horror Story too, and I was like, "That's Quicksilver." And then I don't know. And then I started to really like that actor. He's really good in American Horror Story, but for the most part, some seasons are just really bad. But
that's what I hear. I've only watched a couple episodes from the first season, and I thought about skipping around a bit because I can do that because it's anthology.
Well, I think first season's good. Second season is Asylum, and that one's really good. And then third one is The Witches, which is
the Coven.
It's so stupid, but it's actually so stupid it's funny. It's one of those this is so stupid. I'm watching because it's so stupid.
Oh my gosh.
And then I think the next one,
Hotel?
The circus
or
one?
was it? Oh, the circus one.
Don't watch. Yeah, don't watch that. Oh my
I wasn't, because that one looked weird to me, because just from the ads I was seeing when it was coming on TV, I was just like, this is weird.
That was the worst season, probably.
Really?
So far.
Interesting.
And then this, and then Hotel's actually not, I enjoyed Hotel quite a bit.
Was that the one with Gaga, or was that the next season?
Yes, that was
okay. That's all I can remember, that she was on a
really
season.
Good,
yeah.
It was good though, but maybe it's just me. I have pretty weird taste, but I really like that season. But anyway, that actor, I like him as Quicksilver. So
yeah.
But yeah, definitely gypped, and
I'm still upset that what they did with him in Age of Ultron.
So why did he? I guess was Age of Ultron still Joss Whedon? I was like,
yes, that was the last one he did.
He has a tendency to he has a tendency to love to kill.
I know, yeah, I know, because I know. I've had a history with Joss Whedon since forever.
Yeah, because actually this goes back to Rogue One, because there was this quote, I think, from Joss Whedon saying he saw Rogue One or saw a trailer for it and was like, I want to do that. I want to do that movie. Tell the story of these kind of people. And I was like, yeah, Joss, yeah, you want to. You want to do that movie. I know why you want to do that movie, because they all died.
Exactly. It means he doesn't...
You want to break people's hearts.
Exactly.
I know why you really want to do that movie.
He loves to do that. Mm-mm.
I was like... And probably also Alan. I was like, you just want to kill Alan again,
don't you? I know! Ugh. That still makes me sad.
I want to do a whole... As soon as the Rogue One comes out, I have this plan to do Firefly Serenity quotes to Rogue One and do gift sets.
Oh my god, yes, please.
There's so many that work.
Exactly.
I would do that so bad, especially just want to have Krennic standing there and have it say, let's be bad guys.
Oh my god. Yes.
Or that quote. So you like Firefly and Serenity, right?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I didn't know if you knew.
For sure, I do. I need to rewatch that again.
But in in Serenity, at the end, where Kaylee and Simon, they're facing off. And he goes, Simon goes, oh, my one regret is never being with you, and I want to have that Jimmy Cassian.
Oh my god, I would cry. It fits.
Like, she's like, screw this, we're gonna live.
Oh my gosh, if only.
I'm like, I want to make this gift set, but I've been waiting until the video comes out so I can, make the high quality gift set.
Yes.
Now that does high quality now, or a little bit higher quality. They up them.
So true.
So, can't wait to do that. Yeah, Joss, jeez. Just needs to kill people.
He does. I don't know why.
Yeah, I like that Quicksilver too. I like both Quicksilvers.
I do too.
With the Quicksilver.
Yeah. They're really good.
Played by what's his face? I can't remember. What an Age of Ultron.
I can't think of his name.
Which I find so disturbing because him and Scarlet Witch actress. Wilson, I can't remember her first name, but
Elizabeth, I think.
Elizabeth. They were in Godzilla together as a couple, and I was like,
really?
This is throwing me off.
That's weird. Oh my god.
Husband and wife in that one. I was like,
that's really kind of creepy. Oh my gosh.
Like, this is weird.
Well, some people can do that. Yeah. Some people can do that though. I've seen that happen. Yeah. They cross over together into a whole bunch of different movies and they're playing different roles. It's kind of weird, actually.
Yeah. But I think between like husband and wife and then brother and sister.
I know, but then this is the weird thing though. Their relationship seemed off in Age of Ultron too.
Yeah, there was a little bit of
it was weird.
It was played a little strange.
I can't watch. My mom, she likes that movie. She likes Age of Ultron, and I don't like it.
Did you like the first Avengers?
I did. I loved the first Avengers, but I didn't like the second one.
I
like bits of the second one, but not the whole thing.
I think I like Civil War. Avengers 2.5. Better.
Yes. I love that movie.
Other than I'm totally team Cap.
Me too.
See, my friend she's Team Tony. And I was just like, this is a Captain America movie.
Exactly.
You can't have all this Tony in this Captain
America movie. Ugh.
Oh well. I like Civil War, but I mean, Age of Ultron is still. I'm with you. There was good parts in it.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of parts in it I did not like. Especially, I don't know, the Black Widow.
Yes. I know what you're referring. I was about to bring it up too. I was like, listen, that was never, no. Where did that come from?
Yeah, see, in the first Avengers, I kind of shipped Clintasha.
Yeah, of course. I still ship Clintasha. I don't care.
I love them. But now that Age of Ultron, he has his family.
I actually know. I love Laura. I love his wife Laura and all their kid. That's adorable. But I'm just saying.
I'm like, oh gosh, okay, you can have your family, Clint. Okay.
It's cool.
But then, like, don't shove poor,
I feel like that's totally what they did. They're like, Clint has a family, so now she gets to be with someone.
Yeah, well, it can't be you or you or you. Oh, okay, you.
Yeah, I'm just not okay with that.
I don't know. Did you see the I guess there was some photos just shown from Thor Ragnarok. Did you see those?
Oh yeah, you talking about of the new love interest and stuff.
I like that actress. She looks pretty,
I do, but I don't know. I don't know how I feel because I really like Jane. And then they just were like,
I love Natalie Portman.
Me too.
I was kind of like,
I was really. I'm still sad about it.
Have a love interest. Why can't he? Why does that person even have to?
He doesn't need one. I mean, he can still be low-key, not low-key, but low. I meant, like, low-key, like, he can still be low-key in love with Jane, but you wouldn't know it if they just didn't have that part of the movie.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Speaking of Loki, Tom Hiddleston did look great in that photo I saw. I was like, oh, he looks
who else
good.
Looks great? Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah.
He looks great for a different reason.
It's true.
He has like highlighter.
Yeah.
And blue lipstick. It's like colors. I'm pretty sure glitter is involved.
Yeah.
I was like, oh gosh, if I wasn't excited about Thor Ragnarok, now I am even more so. I saw that.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. I didn't even know he was in it.
I didn't either.
I feel like Thor Ragnarok's been coming out for like 5 years now.
It has been, because they've been like slowly giving you info. Now we're getting pictures. And then that Thor little snippet thing with Hemsworth and the normal guy where he's like wearing like trunks and stuff. It was recent.
And he's like talking about, send a bird or something.
Yeah.
And Bruce is there, and but yeah, Bruce I know is going to be in the.
Yeah, because it's yeah. I'm good with that.
What was that?
I said I'm actually really good with that he's gonna be in Thor Ragnarok.
I guess I thought Doctor Strange was gonna be in.
He is. He's in it too. There's just so many.
He's in it too. Okay, they just haven't shown anything. I guess.
No, yeah, they haven't shown anything, but he's supposed to be in it. I don't know how big of a role it is, but I know that he is also supposed to be in it.
Yeah, because I had that teaser. At
the end of Doctor Strange. Yeah. That movie.
And I was wondering if he's gonna. I haven't looked at the rumors, but if Doctor Strange is gonna be in Infinity War.
He is. Yeah. He is. One of them. I don't know which one it is. I just know that he is. I just don't remember which one. It could be the first one.
Okay, so maybe not necessarily either the first one or maybe just the second one or vice versa.
Yeah, I don't know if it's both.
Because I was like, that's just too many actors.
I know. There's already gonna be so many people.
Yeah, because I saw those clips. I'm sure you saw it too with Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
And
I was like, Spider-Man. Oh, that made me really excited when I saw that clip. I was like, oh.
I was like, this is gonna be awesome. Now if like Benedict Cumberbatch like walked in, it would have been like, oh my gosh.
Exactly. I don't know how I feel. I didn't hate Doctor Strange. But it's not my favorite movie either.
Not my favorite Marvel movie. Again, there was things in that movie felt really forced. Like I like the nurse lady. And
I do too, but I'm kind of peeved.
But I didn't like. Again, I didn't like him with the love interest. I was like, I really didn't.
I know.
That.
I did actually kind of like normal Steven with not romantically, but like their banter with each other because they had a history. I like that part.
I like that part too, and then you added in the angst.
I know, and I was like, oh, come on, here. You couldn't have just left it.
I don't understand that. But anyway, I guess they just feel the need to have love interest or something. I mean, that's what girls like to see, right?
I guess they don't not know their demographic whatsoever. Because we like action much more.
Yeah.
No, but it's not a bad film. It's just it's not my favorite.
I liked it I saw it in 3D and not
did you?
3D. And the effects were really kind of cool because of that. Kaleidoscope effect.
Yeah.
It looked kind of cool. And
they kind of overused it at the same time at some points. They used that to hell.
A little, I think it just made me think too much of like Inception, but like
exactly. I think that's how they were describing it too. It's like Inception, but like some kind of mystical twist to it or something.
Yeah.
I'm just like, and I love Inception. That's a really good movie. I love that movie.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. That's where I started really liking Tom Hardy, I think, and Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah.
He's really good. I really loved him in that.
Yeah.
Even if you kind of stop to think about that movie, you're kind of like, wait a minute.
Exactly.
Well, whatever. It was still a good movie. But yeah, I think with Doctor Strange, it was just trying to be too many things.
It was. They could have focused on one thing.
Yeah, it was trying to be. I think they were trying to shove a lot in there.
Oh yeah, they should have just extended it just a little bit if they were gonna do all that.
Yeah, or just cut some stuff.
Oh yeah.
It just went by really fast, like it. Just I don't know. But it was still, like you said, still a good movie, but wasn't my favorite Marvel.
That's what I was talking to some people, and they were like, I know, I understand your point of view, but I can't get behind that movie.
Yeah. See, just like, I think out of all of them, I think actually my favorite is probably the first Captain America movie.
I know a lot of people don't like that movie, and I love it. I love it. Me too.
I don't know why. I think I could tell. I used to really love Rocketeer, which is, I think it was the same director who directed that directed Rocketeer, and I just really like the director's style and just being in, a different time other than the present or whatever. I think is what I really liked about it, and of course it felt very Indiana Jones, I guess.
Yeah, I can see that actually. Yeah.
But I liked it because of that. But still, I still think it's my favorite one out of MCU. I don't know. It's hard to place which. Although Avengers #1 was like amazing. It was. I just remember going in the theater. We came out of the theater and just being so hyped and wow, that was the best movie ever. Wow. Just raving about it because it was really good because it was kind of the culmination of all one. See, a lot of people like Iron Man, but I like Iron Man, but
I like the first
like the
one mostly, but
yeah.
Actually, I like all the Iron Man movies, but the first one is the one I like the most.
Yeah, I like that one. For some reason, I always forget what the second one's about. I remember the bad guy with the like.
Is it the Mandarin guy or is that the third one?
That's the third one.
What the hell is the second one then?
That's what I'm saying. The second one is.
I can't remember.
I know the bad guy. He's got the kind of like it's what's his face? I don't remember his face, but he's got the He's got like two twin like saw things on his arms, and he like I remember Tony was in a race and he like
yeah I remember that. That's like the very beginning of that movie,
but that's all I remember.
And then I remember the little boy who I really adore.
No, that's the third one.
No, am I thinking of? Hold on, I have to Google this because it's gonna bother me if I don't know what the second.
Yeah, that's the third one because that's the same kid as in Jurassic World.
Is it? I was trying to figure that out for the longest, and I didn't think they were the same person for some reason. They look different. If that is the same little boy.
Characters, yeah.
Iron Man 2.
But I was like, that's the same boy.
I don't know.
He's the same boy.
I don't know. That's weird, huh?
But yeah, that's the third one. Because of Mandarin and he gets.
Apparently, they're showing that on TV tomorrow. Iron Man 2. That's what Google told me.
The second one, the second one. All I can remember is the bad guy. I seem to remember Norman.
Okay, I'm pulling up the plot right now. Load Wikipedia. I'm loading on my phone.
The plot of Iron Man 2.
Okay. It says 6 months after the events of Iron Man, Tony Stark is resisting calls by the United States government to hand over the Iron Man technology while also combating his declining health from the arc reactor. While Russian scientist Ivan Vanko has developed the same. I remember this one. What the hell happened in this movie though?
Well, Sam Rockwell. I can't remember his. Sam Rockwell was in it. I remember. I guess this was the first one with Natasha.
Yeah, 2 was the first one with Natasha. I do remember that.
Didn't she show up with the really curly hair?
Yeah, it's really long and curly. I remember that. Yeah.
And for some reason, she was his assistant.
Yeah, which really kind of bothered me because she was kind of interfering with Pepper. And I'm just like, oh, yeah. Poor Pepper. I really love Pepper.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. She's great. That made me sad about Civil War 2.
Yes! I was like, are you freaking kidding me? Are you serious? They're broken up.
I was like, what?
What?
The same as, Thor Ragnarok. Like, what?
I was like, what are you doing, Marvel? Why are you making all the awesome, like, normal ladies just disappear?
Jeez. Yeah, I couldn't figure that one out. Maybe, I don't know, actors-wise, something, who knows, but I just remember sad about that. Okay, I kind of remember now Iron Man 2, but still, I guess that's same. Didn't he have, like, a parrot, now that I'm thinking about it?
I don't remember. But, apparently it's something about, like, the government wanting to use Tony's suits, and that's when the Iron Patriot came about, all that stuff. That's what I vaguely remember about that movie, now that I was reading some of the plot.
It probably has more Rhodey in it.
Yeah, it has more Rhodey. That's when, because Terrence Howard was in the first movie, then Don Cheadle is in the second and the third.
Yeah.
And Civil War.
I love both actors, but
I do too.
I have a soft spot for Don Cheadle. I just love
Me too. He's great. I was surprised at first when I saw it. I was like, oh, okay, he's new Rhodey. But I like him because I had seen him in other stuff before.
I like him so much.
Yeah, he's great.
I remember watching, going and seeing Doctor Strange.
Uh-huh.
And they talk about, he's in his car driving somewhere, and they go, do you want to operate on, this general, or I think they said general. And I remember I, hit my cousin. I was like, that's Rhodey. I was like, no, Rhodey. And then he couldn't operate on him because, of course, he crashed his car. I was like, oh, Rhodey.
Oh, my gosh. I didn't even catch that, actually. Oh, my God.
I think they said a spinal injury, external with a
spinal injury. Gosh, yes. That would have connected it. Holy shit.
I was like, that's Rhodey. And my cousin was like, what the heck?
But that would have been amazing if he did, though. If he did.
Yeah, but gosh, I was like, oh my goodness, talk about Rhodey.
That's crazy.
I love Rhodey.
Me too. A lot of people have. See, I feel like I have to bring this up. People bother me in the Marvel fandom because they keep erasing both Rhodey and Sam Wilson, and I'm like, come on.
Why are they getting rid of the best characters?
Exactly. Well, we kind of know why they do it.
Yes.
Much to my annoyance. I have nothing against. Well, I do have something against. I'm not gonna lie. I don't ship Stucky or Stony. But I don't like when they keep taking my faves away or putting them in a position where they help along their ship.
They're just like sidekick or something.
Okay, come on, they're not a sidekick.
No.
But yeah, that's not a rant for this podcast.
You can rant about that anytime you want.
That's true. A lot of people have conflicting. I've had to like wrestle my way out of conversations about that because some people feel very strongly about it, and I'm just like, listen, I'm sorry, you're my friend, but I can't. Oh, the irony of that.
It's hard for me to like. See, it's just like representation, like, and I'm Asian, so
yeah, of course, yeah.
We almost never see.
I know, which makes me really upset. Speaking of which, the Mulan movie that's supposed to be coming out in a couple years, I'm just like,
the what movie?
Mulan. They're doing a live action Mulan.
Oh, don't tell me. Oh,
Disney,
no,
but they haven't released any details, and I'm just like, listen, if you don't do a full Asian cast except the dragon, I'm gonna be really upset.
The Ghost in the Shell.
Oh, I know. Don't get me started on that one.
Commercial, which makes me mad because
I can't.
It looks like a visually beautiful movie.
Yeah, but freaking Scarlett Johansson, why did you do that? Why did they do that?
Scarlett Johansson.
Why did they do that to me? That's like one of my favorite animes.
Because I was like, Ghost in the Shell. I used to watch Ghost in the Shell. I watched the original movie.
Too.
You know, most of the TV series.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was just like, she is not the major. Like,
I know. When they first said she was going to be the major, I was like, are you freaking kidding me? You do not whitewash the major.
Yeah, and the thing is, with the movie too, they've kept the Asian feel, I guess.
Yeah.
But not the main actor. No,
they
main
didn't.
Actors.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness!
It drives me nuts.
It rubs me the wrong way because I'm just like, this looks like a very beautiful movie.
Yeah.
You know, it looks beautiful. The visuals look great.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the special effects look pretty crisp. They look really good. I like the music that's playing.
Yeah.
I can't remember what's playing in the trailer. I love the trailer, but then Scarlett Johansson, I'm like, oh.
I know, and I love her typically, but why does she accept that role?
Exactly.
What I want to know.
I don't mind her at all. I know some people, can take her or leave her, but
yeah.
Me, I just not in that role.
Not in that role.
There's so many, Asian actresses. Doesn't even have to be a Japanese actress.
Exactly.
I would love a Japanese actress, but it just the wrong way.
I understand, because that's what I said immediately. I was like, and then I was like, you know what? I'll watch the first trailer. Let me wait and see. Nope. I only got maybe not even a minute into it, and then I turned it off. I was like, I can't do this. Why do you keep doing this, Hollywood? Why do you keep touching my favorite things?
You know what I'm excited for? Black. Doesn't it look good?
For what?
That was Black Panther.
Oh, yes. I've been waiting ever since first they announced it, but then when T'Challa was in Civil War, I was like, give it to me now, please.
Well, when they cast
I follow him on Twitter. How did I forget his name that quick? Chadwick Boseman. There we go. Chadwick Boseman. Yeah. I love him. He's awesome.
Well, I love
Denai from The Walking Dead, yeah.
Barrera?
Yeah.
I was afraid I'm saying it wrong. I found out she was in it. Lupita.
Yeah, Lupita, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And
they have a great cast.
Bassett, and I was like, oh my gosh, all these people.
I know, so many beautiful people.
I was like, yes, there's Chadwick especially.
I love him. He's great. He's like in his 40s.
Really?
And yes, he's in his 40s. No, for real. I found this out
he looks really good.
I know, that's what I said. I can't remember. I think I either found it on Tumblr or something. Someone's like, he's in his 40s. There was like a photo of him, and I was like, oh my god, he's gorgeous. And he's playing maybe like a dude in his late 20s, early 30s, something like that.
Yeah,
I'm assuming.
I took actor for.
Yeah.
I mean, he looks really good for his age then. So.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm excited. Black Panther is in my most excited list right now because I love. Yes, I've been reading the new comic. The new comic that's been coming out. Yeah, it's really interesting.
I don't read much comics anymore.
I don't. I just, when I heard about that one, I was like, huh. So I started reading it digitally, and it's really good. So
apparently Forrest Whitaker's in it too.
Wow. I did not know that.
Martin Freeman's going to be back as Everett Ross. Really?
Oh my god.
He's going to be a bad guy.
See, I wasn't sure what his character, what was the line with his character in Civil War. Was he just...
He seemed just poor. I remember, I guess I didn't read, I kind of stay away from, a lot of spoilers.
Yeah, exactly.
Movies,
yeah.
as much as I can, I know it's impossible, but I remember, sitting there and then all of a sudden I was like, Martin, what are you doing here? What are you doing in this movie?
Mm-hmm.
It was just kind of just jarring. I was like, oh, Martin Freeman, what are you...
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure what his character was either, so
I don't know.
Oh, well.
But his
I guess
ending...
he could be the bad guy, or no, he can't be the bad guy, or...
I don't know.
Maybe he is.
Actually, I'm kind of curious what his role would be in Black Panther. Why is he in that movie?
Well, I guess because... Well, does Black Panther, I'm assuming, takes place after...
Yeah, I believe so.
After Civil War,
I feel
right?
like... I'm not sure, actually. Because for some reason, I feel like it might be before... But I would think it would have to be after, because I'm assuming he's the king now, since his dad died in Civil War.
The only reason I can think that Everett Ross would be there would be because Bucky's there.
Yeah, I know, but I'm kind of hoping that they don't put Bucky in the movie at all. For a lot of reasons.
So far he's not listed.
Yeah, so hopefully not. I know, but I don't need him in the movie right now.
No, it's not a.
Yeah, it's a
Captain America 4.
No, none of them need to. None of the Avengers who are not T'Challa need to be in the movie. He's the only one. It's about him. That's it. Taking place in Wakanda.
Exactly. But I think.
Let's see.
I am looking at the cast. I love it. I love her.
Mm-hmm.
She was really good in. I remember that movie, Strange Days. It was a long time ago.
Mm-hmm. Trying to see if it says anything about the plot of
when I love
Black Panther. Oh, it is. Yeah, it follows the events of Civil War, so he's coming back home.
Oh, it does? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's after Civil War. So, it's probably right after the post-credit scene, I'm assuming.
They've got to have... Huh.
That's interesting.
That's weird because they list King T'Challa, and he died. So how can he be in
That's weird.
T'Chaka?
Yeah. He died. Yeah, I know he died.
So unless it's flashbacks.
It could be him kind of remembering his dad in certain moments. Yeah, he is listed.
Was going to be in this movie. He probably plays some
CGI person. Yeah, he's really good at that.
He is.
He's so good.
I don't think I've ever seen really a movie. No, I think I've seen one. But I guess no, he was in
He was in a movie that full him. I just can't remember what it was.
He was actually in He was in Age of Ultron.
Wait, wasn't he?
I guess he's playing the same person.
He was in Age of Ultron?
Remember, he was that guy in the ship with the.
What the hell?
He got his arm chopped off.
Yeah. Trying to think of his name.
I guess so. He's coming back as himself because that takes place nearby, right? That's where they were getting the keep trying to say adamantium. Trying to get that vibranium.
Oh yeah, that's right.
They're the ones he was like black market.
Yeah, that's what they said. He's a black market dealer.
So I guess he's coming back as himself now that I'm looking at it.
Huh. That's interesting.
Because I mean, he didn't die. He just.
That's true.
Ultron just chopped his arm off. So.
Not the first person to lose a limb in the Avengers camp.
Yeah, really.
Oh, poor Bucky. I feel so bad for him. Ironically, Nicole, Nicole Holmes.
Yeah.
She's doing a commission for me. And the setting is, one of the commissions she's doing is Bucky when he's in Wakanda. And I was like, in the email, I was like, oh, this poor man, because he has, like, he's missing his left arm. I'm just like, it's so bad. I was like, because she's not really in the Marvel fandom, but she was like, I would love to do this for you. I was like, thank you, because it's for my Bucky fic. But yeah, I thought I was laughing to myself while writing an email, but at the same time I was like, that is so sad. This poor man. He can't get a break.
Yes. Yeah.
That was another thing I'm curious about, because he's supposed to be in Infinity Wars, and I don't know how that's gonna work.
Bucky?
Yes. He's in part 1.
Just part 1?
No, I don't know. I just know that he's in part 1 because one of the videos, it's before the one that we recently saw with Robbie Downey Jr., where they show him, they show like Bucky, and I'm just like, what, how does this work?
I have this feeling that not all these people are going to survive, and I'm just really
well,
worried.
obviously not. Everybody can't survive, sadly.
Especially people who don't have special powers, you know what I mean?
True.
Or a special suit to protect them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people like Hawkeye, just Clint.
Man.
So
I want Clint to just go home to his wife and children.
I was kind of mad that he came and...
I know, because he couldn't go home.
Movie, but I was so mad that he kind of threw it all away and got...
I know. I mean, he has a baby on the way.
Yeah, I was like, well, I can understand you trying to, come and do this for your friends, but you were out.
You were out, completely out.
Why would you risk all that and leave him without a dad? And
he doesn't know himself. Let's be honest, he don't know.
I just remember being, and see, I loved him in the movie because I just love anytime Clint.
Oh, I know, right?
Is on screen.
Yeah,
because he's my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
He's my favorite Avenger.
Yes.
And, and then he's doing something so stupid. I'm like, oh.
Mm-mm.
Oh, well.
I'm
just worried about Infinity Wars, just everyone dying.
I know. I don't even know what that movie's gonna be like. There's too much going on.
I guess we're gonna find out because what's Guardians of the Galaxy
True
gonna be about.
Yeah. Actually,
but
yeah.
Is Thanos just gonna be like, is it even gonna talk about, Infinity Stones?
I mean, he hinted at it before in the few times we've seen him.
So
it teased so much.
Well, it's gotta be something to do with the Infinity Stones.
True.
And so.
Yeah.
But we'll find out a lot of things this year. I think there's a lot of movies.
Mm-hmm.
We got Thor Ragnarok and
Guardians is about to come out.
Guardians Galaxy 2. We've got
May.
The Last Jedi coming.
Oh my gosh. Ugh. I don't like waiting for The Last Jedi in particular. Mostly because Mark Hamill is Luke Skywalker. Because I'm so ready.
Me too.
I'm ready for older Luke.
Actually say stuff and, do stuff on screen. And
I know. Yeah.
I just heard a rumor. Do you like kind of rumor stuff about?
That's fine.
Okay, I didn't know. Some people don't, but
no, I'm cool with that.
Because I've heard different things of what Luke's first line is going to be, and apparently some stockholders or something got to see like some clips from Last Jedi. I guess it was rumored, and or shareholders or something. And one person said his first line is going to be, "Who are you?"
Oh God.
To Ray. Oh,
come on. That's kind of awkward.
Yeah.
Like, she has your lightsaber, for Christ.
Trying to hand you your lightsaber, he just goes, "Who are you?"
It's so awkward. Oh my God.
I was like, that's a weird rumor, but okay.
I gotta hope it's not. I just hope he just takes the lightsaber and she explains why she's here. Ugh.
Gets to see. I think R2 went with. Did BB-8 go with her? No, just R2.
Right? Just R2, I think. But R2, okay. He stayed at the bottom with Chewie.
Yeah, and Chewie went with her. Oh, interesting. I can't wait. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be a busy year. There's a lot of things coming out. I'm trying to remember what else is coming out.
Do you watch the Netflix Marvel shows?
I don't. I started to watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And I dropped out because it was kind of boring to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think I should have just stuck around.
Yeah, because I'm super behind on that show, but from what I'm hearing, it's really good now.
I've heard I've heard good things on it. I've heard a lot of, crazy character stuff. And I started watching Jessica Jones.
Oh my God. So, okay. You mentioned that.
I didn't finish, but
it's so good.
And I saw Luke Cage was on there. I was like, oh, well, I finished Jessica Jones before I, watched that one. And then I think another one came out. Daredevil came out.
Oh, Daredevil is really good. Okay. I'm more a fan of Daredevil Season 2 because that has the Punisher in it. And the Punisher is about to have his own series, too. And I'm just like, I'm glad I caught up on most of you already. Oh, that's a good show. Daredevil is each show is different, which is good. That's good. And
I like Jessica Jones from what I saw.
It's good. I love Jessica. I haven't rewatched that in a while. I really love that one.
I'm a big fan of David Tennant, of course.
Yes. Oh, his character is.
He is just so evil.
He is. He's super evil in that show.
I gotta get back to watching all that. I have so many series I have to watch. I've been like 3 seasons. I think I'm 3 or 4 seasons behind on Supernatural.
Oh, I know I'm behind on that. I'm just like, I'll get to it at some point.
Exactly. I'm like, it's on Netflix. They have a Netflix deal. The latest show I ever that I saw was like The 100.
I haven't got into that. I don't know why.
It's actually really good.
That's what I hear. I just haven't gotten to it.
Like, the first season's a little rocky, but I feel like that's a lot of shows. Like, the first season is just kind of,
Yeah. And
then it gets better, and I was like, oh, I love this series. But now it's coming on, like, normal TV, and I don't have normal TV. I don't have cable, so I can't, and I don't have a box. I really just rely on Netflix and Hulu and Amazon, so I don't really watch, that's why I'm behind, like you, I'm behind on Walking Dead. Well,
I'm not even caught up all the way. I think I have knowing me, I'll be 2 episodes behind again because I just forget about it now. I'm just like, nah.
Though there was Walking Dead again?
Sort of. In and out.
No.
Kind of.
I haven't watched since since season, I guess, the season premiere where they killed Glenn.
Yeah, like, that was rocky, and actually, I'm still not completely sold that I'm gonna continue watching it. It's just, because I already know.
See, and
I can't.
Maybe I watched, no, was that first episode? I don't know, I'm a really big Roshone,
me too. Apparently this episode that was this past Sunday is just shown everywhere, and I'm just
that's why I was like, I really want to start watching again. And then I guess the episode before that, or was it the same episode, the one where Carol?
No, that was the episode before it, I think. Yeah, because I watched that one because my friend she sent me the clips of Carol and Daryl, the interactions that they had. And then I was like, okay, I gotta do it.
Because I have friends on Tumblr that, and they're reblogging and reblogging. And, I see it. There's no getting around that. And I watched those scenes and I was like, oh my gosh, my heart. Stop.
I know. I gotta send you this video that I found earlier on YouTube. It was in my recommended list. And it basically takes you all the way through Carol and Daryl's journey, and it's just, I almost started crying, because I was like, oh my god, it's so good.
Yeah, they're my ship, they're my number one ship for there, and I just, there's been so many close calls with Carol.
I know, but this season seems to be keeping her safe. I don't know.
And then, of course, we're shown, I'm like,
yes.
I shipped the hell out of that, and then I was like, I remember I heard that Denai was cast in Black Panther.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh no, are they going to kill her?
No, and now she's going to be on it's either her or it's the girl, I think it's the girl who plays Sasha. She's going to be in another show. And someone recently asked...
She's going to be in, actually, she's supposed to be in the new Star Trek.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, show. Star Trek,
She's going to be the captain.
Yeah.
I am so excited about this.
Yes.
I am down for not only a female captain again. I love Janeway. I don't care what anyone else thinks. I love her. And just, a woman of color and, as captain of Star Trek.
I know. We haven't had that since, I don't know. Was she a captain? Whoopi girl? What was Whoopi's role when she was back in the day? Whoopi
under.
Yeah, I couldn't remember. She was in the crew, but I couldn't remember what her role was.
Yeah, she was the bartender in Next Generation.
Yeah. We haven't had that. So we really need that.
I'm super excited because we haven't had a new Star Trek. Oh yeah, I'm a Trekkie, by the way. I love Star Trek.
Me too. I love it. Makes me so happy.
I guess when I was in junior high school, I was really into Voyager. Just loved it. And I remember, because it was just so campy, I guess. It was just so cheesy. Mm-hmm. But you didn't care. You just watched it. It was really good. Just episodic TV. Mm-hmm. Just turn it on. Didn't matter what season you were in. You could just watch it. Enjoy the episode. And I remember I got to meet Tuvok, the actor. I met him. He was doing this, state fair in California when I used to live there. And I got to meet him when I was a teenager, and he was great. And I was like, I just love Voyager.
That's amazing.
I'm excited for a female captain again. I'm super excited.
Aww, that's awesome.
I love Sasha from Walking Dead. So, but then I'm like, oh, well, her character's gonna die.
No, she says she's doing both. She's gonna do both? Yeah, she said she's doing both.
Oh, Lord.
I was like, oh, boy.
Yeah, I just worried about that because I was like, oh, well.
Yeah, I think someone tweeted her something, and she was like, oh, don't worry, I'm doing both. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, just like deny it. I'm like, oh no, she's filming, Black Panther. She can't be in Walking Dead. Are they gonna kill her?
Nope.
No.
She's okay too.
Okay, yeah. you never think they're going to kill one of the major characters.
I know, and then we learned this already, that they will take anyone that we love.
Yeah.
Crush our souls.
Goodness, that's what, I don't know, it just breaks my heart. When they killed Glenn, and I knew it happened in the comics.
Yeah, I did too, and I was just hoping they didn't do it, and then, they didn't. And it just, still upsets me.
That's still making me mad, but...
The good thing is, I guess we can call this a good thing, that Maggie is kind of a boss.
Yeah,
she's a boss.
Like I said, I haven't watched it, but I've seen a lot.
Yeah.
A lot follow
she's
post
amazing.
about it, and I was like, oh, look at Maggie Marie.
It's just...
She's awesome. So, hopefully they keep up with her character and don't.
I think they should.
Because her character's already dead in the comics, so I mean...
Is she? Holy shit.
I'm pretty sure she did.
I don't know.
Like a long time ago.
Huh.
I could be wrong. I stopped reading. That was the most recent comic, but I'm so far behind in the Walking Dead comic. So I hadn't even gotten to, Negan and stuff. So.
Oh, okay.
But I really enjoy the Walking Dead comics.
Yeah.
They're really good. Have you read them?
No, I know pieces of it. Not from reading, just either online, or I have a friend who has kept up with it, and she'll tell me things every so often. She's like, do you want to know what could be happening next? I'm like, yeah, go ahead and tell me. So I won't be freaking out too much about it later.
Yeah. Apparently, I think in the comics, Jesus is like the number one character.
Really?
Everyone loves. Yeah. Well, because Daryl doesn't exist in the comics, so.
Oh. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Jesus is like the fan favorite.
That's interesting. I do like. I actually like Jesus. Actually,
I like him.
He's a very interesting character.
That first episode where Daryl and Rick are chasing him around in the van. He feels bad, and they're running around trying to grab him. I just remember laughing so hard.
Yes.
Goodness.
Oh my god. We've been talking for almost 1:31, like an hour.
This is supposed to be a 30-minute podcast.
30 to an hour. We went
You'll have to cut it.
No, I'm not cutting nothing. Everything that was said.
Everything stays.
It stays. But this was a lot of fun.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I had a lot of fun.
Me too.
Well, I think it's because me and you like a lot of this.
We do. We didn't even touch the bare minimum. We just kind of went in and out. Everything.
Went back and forth, and I think it segued pretty well.
It did. I don't know how. This is better than, I think, usual. Segueing. I think it's because every so often we would mention something from another thing, oh, wait, we could talk about this now.
Yeah, we're going to talk about this now.
Because
we went from, what did we first talk about?
X-Men to Logan to, shoot, what was it? I
know we talked about Rogue One, and there's
I think we switched to Rogue One, and then I don't even know. I think Marvel a little bit.
Yeah, Marvel was talking about Doctor Strange, and went into Walking Dead somehow.
Oh, it's because we were talking about Black Panther, then we were talking about Denai, and everyone.
Oh, yeah,
it all worked.
All makes sense.
It does. Okay, before I wrap this up, you have anything you want to plug for the people's listening?
If anyone, just I guess check out my blog, sempaiko. Like any of the if you like fandom stuff, I pretty much have it. If you're really into Rogue One, Rebel Captain,
she got that.
there's a little bit of that on just a little on my blog right now.
Yes.
That's my current obsession. So you're going to be seeing a lot of that. Probably a lot of Rogue One stuff, a lot of my commissions. So yeah, just check it out.
Yeah. All right, guys, that's the end for this episode. This was probably like, I can't even say it. This is gonna be the longest one that ever happened. Just know that this is the longest one yet so far.
Well, it was great so far. I had fun.
Me too. I'm glad we were able to do this after talking about it a while ago.
Yeah, and then we weren't gonna do it, and then we finally did. We were just like,
because we were already talking about Logan on Facebook, and we're like, you know what? Why not?
Let's just do it.
But yeah.
Just look me up anytime. If you ever need someone, I'm sure there's a long list of people who want to talk to you. So. No. That seems like a lot of people were really keen on it.
Yeah.
You're all the best. So, but you can always talk to me, and we like the same stuff. So.
This is true.
And nerdism over all of it.
Actually, I think there's a lot of conversations you'll like that are coming up.
Oh yeah. Gosh, we've got so much content